Hi guys. Earlier this evening, I was talking to the Lord about signs and wonders, and something occurred to me. I said, "We want to see signs and wonders," but I said, "Lord, what does that look like in our generation? Does it look like people getting out of chairs and whatever?" He said, "Yes, it can be that, and it will be that, but." The signs and wonders in the Bible generation are going to look a bit different in this generation. Like, it's going to be unprecedented miracles, but the miracles may not be blinded eyes and people getting up out of chairs and stuff like that. That it could be that, but it's not always going to be on that level, and that's one thing. And I was reading First Corinthians. I was reading First Corinthians 5 and whatever, and I was reading the books of Paul. And, and First Corinthians is a book of Paul that he spoke to the Corinthian church. He's and I said, God, what do you want me to get out of this text? He's like, it's not so much about reading the text and doing what's in the text. That's one level of it. But for this generation, it's more about taking the principles of the thing, which means if you know anything about Paul's ministry, he was a church planter. He started churches, installed ministers, and basically built the church and moved on. He was like a traveling pastor, and the ministers would come to him with different problems they were facing, and he would write letters back to them to say, "This is how you address this. This is how you deal with this. Don't do this, don't do that." And he's like, that's what I need leaders to do right now. Just not right now, but just to go to God with any issues you're seeing in your church and actually ask him how to address them. And he's like, don't be afraid to address them, because that's what Paul did. Every book you see of Paul, he's basically he gives he gives a salutation of thanksgiving. He's like, you guys are doing well, I love you, here's what we need to work on, and here's the issues that I've become aware of. This is what we need to do about them. And he was very frank about it, but he was very kind about it. And he also, um, and at the end of that, he it was his ending was like, um, I thank God for you. I'm coming, and it would be back to uh, being thankful for his congregation again. So we spend all this time looking in the Bible and reading it, uh, like wanting to do what's in it, and that's one level. That's good. But God said, like Paul, what issues are in your church that you need to be addressing, that you need to come to me to figure out how to address? Because that's all that Paul did. He looked at what issues needed addressing and he wrote letters um, regarding those issues. He started with Thanksgiving. He's like, I'm thankful for you. And then he would go in the issues, and then he would return to the I'm thankful for you. And in some of them, he would say, I'm coming, or I'm sending this minister and that minister. It was really interesting. It was really interesting. I'm like, whoa, do you want us to do that as leaders? He's like, yes, that's exactly what I want leaders to do, with boldness and with kindness and with care. But he's like, I've assigned you to do that. I've assigned you to take the lead, and any issues you see, to address them. Because that's what Paul did, with love and with kindness, but he was really forthright about that. He wasn't judgy, he was forthright about it, and he did it well. And that totally blew my mind. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a deeper level to do actually what Paul did on our generation. Wow. Good night, guys. See you later. Take care. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for your revelation. Okay.